very good evening to one and all present here. I'm Aryann Ganesh from grade 9 from MCTM Chidambaram Chettiar International School. So before I start, I would like to thank my school uh, and teachers, especially Sangeeta Verma ma'am, our head of our school, Pooja Bagri ma'am, and Venkata Subramaniam sir, our head of the physics department, for introducing me to this department. And I would also like to thank Mr. Nandakumar sir, CEO of ICCW, and Shripati sir, expert engineer of ICCW, for giving me this opportunity to share my idea. When in Chennai, it's practically impossible to ignore the Cooum River. It's a river that runs through the heart of the city, covering areas such as Nugambakam, Chetpet, etc. Cooum is one of the shortest rivers to drain into the Bay of Bengal, precisely just 73 kilometers and 40 to 120 meters in width. The river spans around 400 square kilometers, and the volume of the river is 690,000 cubic feet per second, giving us a lot of advantages. Before 1960, the river was habited by various flora and fauna, precisely around 49 species, and it was also a relaxation and leisure spot for many locals. But after a while, like after the 1960, around 1970, there was a lot of pollution, and it became quite the opposite. Because of the current pollution levels, the river is known under a common misconception of being a sewage line, and also a spot of throwing trash of various types, such as commercial and household. Just like any other river, the Cooum is composed of over 70% of water, but only 30% is trash. Both the water and the trash make a mixture which is let into the ocean, specifically the Bay of Bengal, at the Nappayar Bridge. The pollution was greatly reduced from 50% to around 30% thanks to the government plans and implementations. So if worked on, the water being lost and the pollutants mixing with the ocean can be both prevented and avoided. But how? Exoric lakes are the solution. So exoric lakes are lakes with an open mouth. That is, they have a flow into or from a river. So in this case, the possible idea we could work on is we could take a section of the Cooum River, we could divert it and form a new channel one outside the city and one within city limits. The reason for taking a channel outside the city limits would be because the water quality there is comparatively better due to the less amount of pollutants and toxins let into the water, and one within the city in order to have in an aspect and an intention of cleaning the river. So once taken a channel of the river, we could further purify it with simple purification processes, and then let it into a man-made reservoir around 9 acres in size. This initiative or this idea could be also constructed and developed to become an eco park with an addition of lost and endangered native flora and fauna lost due to the pollution of the Cooum. If the need rises, the water can be recycled through the Chennai metropolitan filtration system and can also be used as a portable water supply with various applications. So along with this, there is a few other aspects we need to know before taking this idea into the next level. So, sir, can you please move on to the next slide? Thank you. So, there are, as I already heard, there were a few water parameters mentioned. Under that, there are 3 categories of water parameters for water testing. So, there's physical, chemical, and biological. So I did a bit of a research and found out these results through the net in a reliable source for the reference of my research. So under these parameters, we got the results to be comparatively high in most cases. But there were a few cases which could be treated in just one treatment process. For example, phosphate, nitrates, and night ammonia could be treated using plants, animals, and by creating an ecosystem. This reduces the cost and effort needed to purify the water for drinking standards. But there are still various parameters which require a lot of attention with comparatively expensive process of filtration. So once we have looked at this, we need to go back a bit in time and to look at the government's initiatives of the Cooum. As I mentioned earlier, from being 50% of the pollutants in the river, it has been reduced to 30%. This is wholly the government's initiative. So as per government records, 604.77 crore of rupees have been used and allocated for the execution of desilting, solid waste removal, fencing, boom deployment. All these methods of cleaning the river have been highly successful, thus leading to the 20% of waste being removed. However, these aren't the idea behind of this implementation was to clean the river and remove solid waste and let the water flow back into the ocean. I wanted to look at it in a little bit different aspect of uh, filtering that water and saving it for a better future. Thus, we could start the eco park. So the project can be divided into around 5 phases. The phases can be namely a recognition phase, a planning phase, a construction phase, and a protection phase. Finally, we could have an improvement phase once you've accomplished the idea. Thank you, sir.